Hey, suppose if one of your server is suffering from a serious space issue with C drive and you are not being informed about it. That's terrific, right? Yes, it is. PowerShell can help you out to be updated on the status of your servers. You can ask PowerShell to update you if there are any symptoms of a catastrophe in your server. You can use the send mail message commandlet in order to send mails to your admins when there is an issue. Let us see the format of a send mail message commandlet. It is straightforward, the kind of parameters that it uses. So send mail message is followed by the parameters like attachments that, as the name suggests, it is actually attaching anything to your mail if you want. BCC if you want to keep anyone in your email but nobody else want to see that. Body. Yeah, body is actually the critical part of a mail, right? This is where you are actually embedding your content inside your email. We will discuss more about this body as HTML parameter when we discuss on how to format your mail into HTML and all. If someone want to be copied into your email, then you have to use the CC parameter. You can use some customized mail IDs in the from address so that the receiver will get an idea about what kind of email he just received. So if it is something related to an alert, you can create something like alerts@an-email-domain.com, alerts@gmail.com, or alerts@yourcompany.com, something like that. SMTP server is one of the key parameter used in send mail message. SMTP is something like a protocol which is called Symbol Mail Transfer Protocol. SMTP server is a server which is managing your emails. Normally in every organization there will be an Exchange server which is accompanied by an SMTP server, which is what you have to use here in order to send your email messages. So in our example that we are going to do here, as we don't have an Exchange server with us, we are going to use the Google SMTP address as the SMTP server here. So that is nothing but smtp.gmail.com. Priority parameter is nothing but we can include the priority of the email, like if it is high, low, or whatever. So we can incorporate that also here. Reply to is if you want some email to be configured to which the reply of this mail goes to, you can use the reply to parameter. Subject is a parameter where you can keep your subject line. 2 is the recipient's email address. The credential is the object having the username and password with which you will be connecting to your email server. If it is a Gmail account, I'm giving something like @gmail.com and I will give the password there. So this username and password has to be encapsulated inside an object. That is what is called a credential. So you will get more idea about it when we are discussing examples about this send mail message. Use SSL is actually for using the secure socket layer. Use SSL is a switch where we are telling the PowerShell that this actually has to go through a secure level communication. So most of the cases in enterprise level, we don't use this switch. But in Gmail and Yahoo Mail and all, if you are using it, you have to mandatorily use this switch. Then only it will send the mail to your recipient. Port is nothing but the port to which the Exchange server is listening to. If it is Gmail or Yahoo Mail and all, it will be 587 or 25. And normally in the case of if you are working with a company, then there will be some specific ports. Sometimes you really don't need a port also. By just SMTP server itself, it will allow you to send the mails to. With this, we are going to see now how you can send emails using send mail message and using your Gmail account. So let me go to the server now. Let me open the PowerShell. As usual, I will run it as run as administrator. Click on yes. So I will add the necessary information that are required to send an email now. Send mail message. First of all, I can use a from parameter where I will give something like alerts@gmail.com. If you're working in a company and if you're setting some alerts for your space issue, you can add like space_alerts at your company name. Okay, I will just give this from a space alerts@gmail.com. And 2, I'm using my email ID vishnugupt@gmail.com. I have to obviously use a subject here, putting right something like alerts space. Then I have to use SMTP server. As I'm using the Gmail as my mail sending platform, I have to use SMTP server of the Gmail. That is smtp.gmail.com. Now I have to use a port 587. Now I have to use a body. What has to be written in my body? This is an alert mail from central server. So this is a basic format with which you can write a send mail message. But one of the key component that you are missing here is the credentials part. If you want to send a mail from my email ID vishnugupta@gmail.com, I have to pass on the credentials to it. How you can include your credentials to the send mail message commandlet is what we are going to see now. So there is a parameter called credential. I will pass the credentials with a variable named cred. As you can see, I have not declared or assigned a value to this cred variable. There is a commandlet called get credential with which you can pass on your credentials to the script. Simply, if I'm executing that, I'm just executing that selected script. It will ask me for the username and password. Once we pass on the username and password to this window, it will convert your username and password to an object, and that will pass on to the script. I am executing the get credential and I will be inputting my username and password, which will be taken to a variable called $cred. So $cred now equal to get credential. Executing that alone, it will ask me for the username and password, which I will be supplying here at gmail.com. And in the password, I will set the password. Click OK. So now what happened is my username and password has been converted to an object and it has been passed on to this variable called $cred. So if you're executing the $cred, you will get something like this, something like a secured password and as well as my username. So this is the one that I am going to pass on to this $cred here. So let us try to execute it now. Now let me execute this send mail message commandlet line. So it got executed and I will come to my email part. I got an email from the server. This is an alert email from central server. So this is the one that we have passed on in our send mail message commandlet. You can customize your mail body in whatever way you want. You can use even HTML also to it. We will discuss in another video how to customize your email with an HTML body with it, so that you can include colors to it, you can include the bolding or whatever HTML formatting that you can do, you can use it in send mail message also. I have just rewritten the send mail message commandlet with some more parameters into it, like attachments, priority, CC to my Yahoo mail. We will check if the mail is getting delivered to Yahoo as well. Also in the attachments, we have given a text file. This is supposed to come as a attachment in the mail that we are receiving. So let me try to execute it. Okay, so that got executed now. We will check my email there to see if I have received that email with this attachment and all. So here the body is, this is an alert mail from central server and I have the attachment here. 2 is there, also CC is there. So whatever that we have given here, it came. Alternatively, instead of using the get credential commandlet, you can use the credential object creation method of PowerShell as well. Here, you have to pass on your password in plain text as an argument to the convert to secure string. So that will be processed and passed on to a variable called $password, which subsequently passed on to the variable for creation of the credential object here. The $cred variable created with this method will be the same as the one that we have created using the get credential commandlet. Hope it is pretty clear now what we can do by making use of send mail message commandlet. In the upcoming videos, we will see how we can incorporate the HTML body contents also to this send mail message body. This is all about the send mail message, and hope you got a clear understanding about how we can send an email message by making use of send mail message commandlet. Thank you, and we will see you in the next video.